Jean Crabb from Alton in Hampshire, Robert Macmillan from West Kensington in London, Ted Ackroyd from Bury in Lancashire, Alan Hopkins from Worksop in Nottinghamshire, Ina Hegarty from Dublin, Barry Tite from Harlow in Essex, Ken Smith from Redcar in North Yorkshire, Ian McLean from Sawley in Derbyshire, Alan Woods from Liverpool, Dennis Brown from Headington in Oxfordshire, George Watson from Glasgow, John Basil from Wrenhold in Bedfordshire, Mike Lee from Keynsham in Somerset, Rachel Rees from Gatley in Cheshire, and Mix Jakes from Bath are all here to play 15 to 1, introduced by William G Stewart.
Thank you. Hello, our previous winner today is Ian McLean from Sawley in Derbyshire. Welcome back, Ian. Also with us is Miggs Jakes, who's having another go because I thought that she was a little unfairly treated in the final last time. Welcome back, Miggs. A winning score above 121 is required for a place on the finals board. There it is, with Nick Hurst and Lindsay Ratcliffe on the sidelines. 2 questions each in the first round. 1 correct answer from you to survive, and we start with Jean Crabb from Alton in Hampshire. Jean, the Honourable Lady Ogilvy, who was born in 1936 and is a cousin to the Queen, is number 29 in line of succession to the throne. How is she better known to the public?
Princess Alexandra.
She is. Robert, landmarks. What sort of landmarks connect Beachy Head in East Sussex, Dungeness in Kent, and St Catherine's Point in the Isle of Wight?
Lighthouses.
Ted, please, in which book of the New Testament would you find the Sermon on the Mount?
Proverbs.
Matthew. Alan, please, politics. What cabinet position is held by Jack Straw?
At the moment, he's our Home Secretary.
Yes, he is. Ina, what event will take place on Horse Guards Parade in London on Saturday the 14th of June?
Trooping of the colour.
Barry, and what will take place at Eastbourne from the 21st to the 25th of September, Brighton from the 29th of September to the 3rd of October, and Blackpool from the 7th to the 10th of October?
Party conferences.
Ken, please. Established in Berkshire in 1946 and still running, what was Britain's first national sports centre?
Sorry, I don't know.
Bisham Abbey. Ian, please. The name, please, of the actor whose television credits over the years include Auf Wiedersehen Pet, Inspector Morse and Peak Practice.
Kevin Whately.
Alan, this is television sponsorship. Which programme on ITV is sponsored by the travel company Going Places?
Wish We Were Here.
Blind Date. Dennis, please. Transport and roads. In America, they are known as beltways. What do we call them in Britain?
Bypasses?
Ring roads. George, please. FIDE, F-I-D-E, FIDE, is the governing body of which international game?
Darts.
Chess. John, nursery rhymes. The man in the moon came down too soon and asked his way to where?
I don't know.
To Norwich. Mike, the Bible. Which legendary biblical figure first appears in the Bible in Genesis as the son of Lamech and 9th in descent from Adam?
I don't know.
Noah. Rachel, Shakespeare. The opening line of which Shakespeare play is, "Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our scene."
Two Gentlemen of Verona.
Romeo and Juliet. Miggs, for hundreds of years, what is the entrance to the Tower of London from the River Thames being commonly called?
Traitor's Gate.
And your second question, Jean. Often used to make mats and matting, what is the strong fibre of coconut husks called?
Copper.
Coir. Robert, please. Music. The name, please, of the stringed instrument named for the Greek god of the winds.
Oboe.
The Aeolian harp. Ted, please. What Latin phrase, sometimes used in law, means way of working?
Modus operandi.
Alan, please. Quotations. To which Irish writer is the statement, "England and America are two countries divided by a common language," attributed?
Oscar Wilde.
The other one, George Bernard Shaw. Ina, classical music. Which English composer wrote the operas Punch and Judy and The Mask of Orpheus and the work Panic, which was first performed at the 1995 Proms?
Was it Benjamin Britten?
Harrison Birtwistle.
I wouldn't know.
Barry? used particularly by the military, for what is the term SITREP? S-I-T-R-E-P, an abbreviation.
No idea.
Situation report. Ken, religion. Which country has the largest Christian population?
Canada.
The USA. Ian, please. Science. What does the science called metrology encompass? M-E-T-R-O-L-O-G-Y. Metrology.
Distance. Measurement of distance.
Nearly. You've got one more chance because you're almost there, but I can't give it to you just on that.
Land distance.
No, it's actually any kind of measurement. It's the science of measurement itself. Alan, in which decade did the Summer Olympic Games take place in Moscow, Los Angeles and Seoul?
The 80s.
Dennis, please. Energy. In the nuclear power industry, what is meant by the abbreviation FBR?
Fast breeder reactor.
George, please. Created Baron Nelson of the Nile after the Battle of the Nile. Which rank in the peerage was conferred on him after the Battle of Copenhagen?
Commander of the fleet.
Viscount. John, which unit of area is equal to 10,000 square metres?
Hectare.
Mike, please. The area of which ocean exceeds the area of the whole of the land surface of the globe?
Pacific.
Rachel, which government department has responsibility for the National Lottery?
Heritage.
Yes. Department of National Heritage, yes. And Mig's poetry. Fools rush in where angels fear to tread. Which poet wrote that famous line?
Shelley.
Alexander Pope. Two down, 13 to go. Sarah?
And they are Ken Smith and George Watson. And of the 13 remaining contestants, no one has their 3 lives still intact.
This to start round 2, Jean. The mayor of which English city also enjoys the title Admiral of the D being the river on which the city stands?
Chester.
A number, please.
At 10.
Dennis, sport. In which sport was the Briton Colin McRae world champion in 1996 and is the Finn Tommy Mackinnon world champion in 1997?
Motor rallying.
A number, please, Dennis.
8.
Ian, the name, please, of the man who founded the American Institute of Public Opinion in the 1930s.
Maury.
The other one, George Horace Gallup. Again, please, Dennis.
3.
Ted, in the context of wildlife and conservation, what is the BTO?
No idea.
It's the British Trust for Ornithology. Again, please, Dennis.
13.
Mike, in which area of which field of the arts is the Smarties Prize awarded annually?
I don't know.
Children's books. Again, please, Dennis.
6.
This is current affairs and films, Barry. The name, please, of the veteran Hollywood star who has been appointed as non-resident ambassador to Tokyo for the Bahamas.
No idea.
Sidney Poitier. Again, please.
15.
Literature, Miggs. What's the name of Lord Marchmain's home in the title of a novel by Evelyn Waugh?
Brideshead.
Yes, that's what it is, revisited. A number, please, Miggs.
4, please.
Alan, Elizabeth Garrett Anderson, a famous first in the history of medicine. In what way was she a famous first in connection with the town of Aldborough in Suffolk?
Did she set up the festival?
No, she was the first woman in England to be made a mayor. Again, please, Miggs.
2, please.
Politics in the USA, Robert. What position in the cabinet, once held by Bobby Kennedy, is now held by a lady called Janet Reno?
Attorney General.
A number, please, Robert.
Number 13.
Astronomy, please, Mike. What term describes the path, often an ellipse, of one celestial body around another?
The orbit.
A number, please, Mike.
4.
Science, please, Alan. What's the principal explosive ingredient of dynamite?
I don't know.
Nitroglycerine. Again, please, Mike.
Number 6.
This is medicine, Barry. A person with the initials FRCP after his or her name is a member of which institution?
Fellow of the Royal College of Physicians.
It is, yes. A number, please, Barry.
Number 10, please.
Dennis, In which field of the arts is the firm of Boozy and Hawkes associated?
Musical instruments. They
Well,
make-
and musical
make-
instruments, and they publish as well, yes. A number, please.
8, please.
Ian, what's the name of the ruling house in Spain?
Bourbons.
Well, Bourbon, yes,
Yeah.
just one Bourbon. Will do.
Number 2.
Robert, history of films. Harrison Ford has starred in 3 Indiana Jones films. Raiders of the Lost Ark was the first. One of the other 2, please.
Temple of Doom.
I need the beginning of that title.
I can't remember.
Now, the full titles I was looking for are Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom and Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Again, please.
Number 12.
And John, on current British coins, the letters FD are inscribed next to the profile of the reigning monarch. What do the letters FD mean in that context?
Defender of the Faith.
Yeah, well, the Latin being Fidei Defensor, but yes, Defender of the Faith. A number, please, John.
14.
Quotations, please, Rachel. There is only one step from the sublime to the ridiculous. To whom is that famous phrase attributed?
Oscar Wilde.
This is the first I ever knew of this as well. Napoleon the First. Again, please, John.
And number 1.
Jean, by multiplying a figure by 9, dividing by 5 and adding 32, what significant conversion have you achieved?
The figure to be reversed.
No, it's centigrade into Fahrenheit. Again, please.
Number 5.
Classical music, please, Ina. Bach and Schmieder, Beethoven and Kinski, Schubert and Deutsch. What connects the second name to the first name in each pair?
Their nationalities.
No, they catalogued the works of those composers.
Oh.
A bit like Köchel and Mozart, that kind of thing. Again, please.
Number 15.
Phobias, please, Miggs. Of what would a hodophobic be frightened? H-O-D-O, hodophobic.
Bricklayers.
It's almost unfair to take your life away. It's fear of travel. Come on, John, on we go.
Number 9.
History of sport, please, Alan. Which New Zealand cricketer is the only player since the war to have received a knighthood while still playing Test cricket?
No.
Sir Richard Hadley. Again, please, John.
Number 10.
This is Oscar Wilde, Dennis. To lose one parent, Mr. Worthing, may be regarded as a misfortune. To lose both looks like carelessness. Which character speaks those lines in an Oscar Wilde play?
Lady Bracknell.
Yes, Dennis. A number, please.
Number 1.
Jean, the names, please, of the 2 counties that border the Wash.
Lincolnshire and Norfolk.
Yes, number, please.
Number 14.
The peerage, Rachel. The Marquis of Hartington is the heir to which British dukedom?
Bath.
Devonshire. Again, please, Jean.
5.
Decades, Ina. Joseph Stalin died. Juan Perón was overthrown in Argentina, and Harold Macmillan became Prime Minister in the United Kingdom. In which decade of this century?
60s.
1950s. Jean, please.
Number 12.
The Bible, please, John. St. Matthew's Gospel. The name, please, of the high priest of the Jews, named in St. Matthew's Gospel, to whom Jesus was first taken after his arrest.
Caiaphas.
A number, please, John.
Number 2.
Meteorology, Robert. What 2 variables are recorded by something called a thermobarograph?
Speed and heat.
Temperature and pressure. Again, please.
Number 3.
Ted. Worcester Beacon is the highest point, and Herefordshire Beacon, Sugarloaf Hill and Midsummer Hill are other peaks. In which range of hills?
Malverns.
A number, please.
13.
Mike. Religion. Which Indian religion was founded in the 16th century by Guru Nanak?
Sikh.
A number, please.
6.
Sport. Barry. Which stick and ball game, originally played by American Indians, derives its name from the French for crozier or staff? Lacrosse. Again, please, Mike.
Number 8.
This is classical music, Ian. Which work by Saint-Saëns is described as a grand zoological fantasy?
No, I don't know.
Carnival of the Animals. Again, please, Mike.
Number 1.
Jean, Latin phrases. What does the Latin phrase humanum est errare mean?
Work and pray.
It means to err is human. Again, please, Mike.
Number 3.
London, Ted. The Ritz Hotel, Fortnum and Mason, and the Royal Academy of Arts. On which London thoroughfare do they all stand?
The Strand.
Piccadilly. Again, please, Mike.
Number 9.
Alan, what's the literary significance of the names Currer Bell, Ellis Bell and Acton Bell?
You're all sisters.
They are, but I need more than that.
You've all won Pulitzer Prize.
No. They're the pseudonyms of the Bronte sisters. Again, please, Mike.
Number 10.
Dennis, apart from being motorways, M1, M2 and M3 are terms used in which other field?
They're types of money in finance.
Yes, they're money supply in economics, yes, indeed.
Number 12.
And John, saints. Which saint founded the order of Reformed Carmelites in the 16th century?
Benedict.
Saint Teresa of Avila. Again, please, Dennis.
15.
Geometry, Mix. What is the minimum number of faces which a pyramid can have?
5.
4. We are there. It is 12 down, 3 to go, and after the break, Dennis Brown from Headington in Oxfordshire, John Bassell from Wrenhold in Bedfordshire, and Mike Lee from Keynsham in Somerset will be here for the final. It should be worth your staying.
The three surviving contestants in today's 15-to-1 final are Dennis Brown, who works as a computer programmer for a publishing company in Oxford, John Bassell, a company secretary from Wrenhold in Bedfordshire, and Mike Lee, a self-employed electrician from Keynsham in Somerset.
Thank you. Welcome back. Dennis, John, Mike, put your fingers on the buzzers. Here we go. Which part of the Iberian Peninsula was formally ceded to Britain under the Treaty of Utrecht in 1713 and is still a British possession? Dennis?
Gibraltar.
On we go. Computers. What acronym is used for the computer programming language Beginner's All-Purpose Symbolic Instruction Code? Dennis?
Basic.
It is. Helvetia is the Latin name for which European country? John?
Switzerland.
In Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, which animal sat between the March Hare and the Mad Hatter at the Mad Hatter's tea party? John?
The Dormouse.
Indeed. Television. Which programme, and presented by whom, has been running on BBC television for 40 years, its 13 episodes in 1997, running with the lunar calendar? You all know but won't take a chance. It's The Sky at Night, Patrick Moore. Cheriton near Folkestone in Kent and Coquelles near Calais in France. What's the connection? Dennis?
The Channel Tunnel.
Yes, opposite ends of. Question or nominate, Dennis?
Nominate Mike.
Mike, opera. Which fairy tale by the Brothers Grimm was turned into an opera by the German composer Engelbert Humperdinck?
Die Fledermaus.
Hansel and Gretel. Dennis, please.
John.
On the same subject. And which fairy tale by the Brothers Grimm tells of a dwarf who can spin straw into gold?
Can't remember.
Rumpelstiltskin. Again, please, Dennis.
Mike again, I think.
Mike, mathematics. What do the letters LCM stand for?
Lowest common number.
Multiple. Again, Dennis, please.
John this time.
John, which royal castle was built by Prince Albert, who wished to be reminded of the Rhineland hunting lodges of his youth?
Windsor.
Balmoral. Again, please, Dennis.
Mike again.
Mike, which 20th century novelist, barrister and playwright once described himself as a champagne socialist?
I don't know.
John Mortimer. Dennis, I'm back with you. What would you like, question or nominate?
Nominate John.
John, in a Commonwealth country, there is a state named after a British monarch, with the state capital named after one of her prime ministers. Which state and which capital city?
The Seychelles and Victoria. Port Victoria.
It's Victoria and Melbourne. You have to leave it, John? Well, young Dennis, now take your time, sit back. What did you say?
Thank you for the young.
Oh, young, I thought it's okay. 32 points, which is already a winning score. You have your 3 lives intact. There are 28 questions. There's some way to go, but take it steady. Anchorage is the largest city and Juneau the capital city of which of the United States?
Alaska.
Folk wisdom. If you leave a cold alone, it will last 7 days. If you treat it, It will be gone in...
A
how long?
week.
A week indeed. Shakespeare. In which play set on an enchanted tropical island do the spirits Iris, Ceres, Juno and Ariel appear?
Is it The Tempest?
It is The Tempest. Nursery rhymes. Which medical man went to Gloucester in inclement weather and got soaked up to his waist?
Dr. Foster.
Yes, went to Gloucester in a shower of rain, stepped in a puddle right up to his middle, and apparently never went there again.
Wouldn't blame him.
Specifically, bathymetry, B-A-T-H-Y-M-E-T-R-Y. Bathymetry is the measurement of what?
Ocean depths?
Art and painting. With the depiction of which animals is the English painter George Stubbs most famously associated?
Horses?
Television. What are the words of the first line of the signature tune of Dad's Army?
Oh, he goes to town every morning. 10, catch the 10 past 8 train or something like that.
No, it's not it like that. That comes later in the thing. That's Mr. Jones who goes up to town on the 8:30 train.
Yeah.
The first line is, who do you think you are kidding, Mr. Hitler?
Yes.
Okay. Holidays and festivals. What name is given in the Christian church to the 40th day after Christ's resurrection?
Ascension Day.
Europe. Look at this, please. This lady is the head of state of a European country. Who is she?
I've no idea.
Queen Beatrix of the Netherlands. In which field were Robert Raikes, Johann Pestalozzi and Maria Montessori famous names?
Children's education?
Indeed. Landmarks in Britain. What is this a picture of?
Looks like the Thames Barrier.
It is the Thames Barrier. Music. What's the Italian word for a set of kettle drums?
Timpani?
Science. Matter can normally exist in which 3 physical states?
Solid, liquid and gas?
And what is the only substance on Earth that is naturally present in 3 different forms? Liquid, solid and gas.
Water?
Yes, water, ice and steam or water vapour. Who was the first Hanoverian monarch of Britain?
George I.
Which famous 60s fashion designer actually opened her first shop called Bazaar in the King's Road in 1955?
Mary Quant?
Medicine. Which vitamin can be formed in the skin by the action of sunlight?
Is it vitamin D?
It is. Advertising. This is the logo of which do-it-yourself chain?
W.H. Smith Do It All.
Yes, it is indeed. Medicine. What's the purpose of an analgesic drug?
Painkiller.
Landmarks. The name please of the island in San Francisco Bay, which from 1935 to 64 was a maximum security prison.
Alcatraz?
Technology and surveillance. What does the abbreviation CCTV stand for?
Closed circuit television?
Proverbs. Give a thief enough rope and he'll what?
Hang himself.
Motor cars. We call them saloons. What do Americans call them?
Sedans?
In Russian names such as Shostakovich and Rostropovich, what does the ending ovich signify?
Son of?
Food and drink. What name is given to a mixture of white wine and fizzy water that is usually drunk as an aperitif?
Spritzer.
Zoology. Of what is entomology the study?
Insects.
Which of the 21 consonants in the alphabet is the only one that can be used as a full vowel sound in English?
Why?
Yes, as in crypt or fry. Proverbs. A fool and his money are what?
Soon parted.
Well,
Bloody hell,
I've got to tell you, Dennis, 292, 10 for that, 302. Position number 2 on the finals board. You were 1 correct answer from going top of the finals board. Nevertheless, I'll see you in the grand final. Well done.
Thank you.
Stay there. And I think he actually enjoyed it. We'll be back tomorrow. See you then. Did you enjoy it?
Stay with us here on 4 for the Wit of Whately on Countdown next.